Last time on StreamCraft.
Coop Dizzle.
Notch? Is that you? I'm finally hitting my stride now and I'm really excited about it. Yes! Yes! Yeah! Oh my gosh, guys, I've struggled so much with this and I'm so excited now that I'm finally getting the hang of it. You just, it's too big. The project is too big. But we will persevere and we will pull through this because I'm determined. I want to see Sanctuary flourish. What's up, guys? It's Coop Dizzle here, and welcome back for episode 20 on the StreamCraft server. It is a beautiful day here in Sanctuary, and I'm just hanging out down here in the chest room. We're going to do part 2 of the lake episode today, and thank you guys so much for your support on the last episode. Speaking of which, if you do enjoy this episode, please make sure and hit the like button. The support really means a lot, and subscribe as well if you're new to the channel. And yeah, so in the last episode, I'm just going to recap real quick. Because I basically recorded so much on this project, guys. It's my biggest build ever. And I basically recorded so much that I had to turn it into a 2-part episode. So, in the last episode, what we did is we went up top and we built up basically the foundation and the walls for the lake. And I wish I could show it to you, but the project's already done. And if you look up there, it looks blue. That's not the night sky, that's water. So, I can't show it to you just this second. But if I come over here to the map, we put in all of these lines in dirt, got the shape of it right, what I would call the foundation of our terrain, and then we built up all of the walls and stuff, and then started, I think we got to the point where we were going to detail it out. So that's the next step of what you're going to see in the episode, is sort of, we got the shape and everything, we got all the stuff filled in, but now we have to detail it out and then fill it up with water. So it's going to be an awesome episode, guys. You got a sneak peek of the final product in the last episode, but now you're going to get to see it for real. And I hope that you guys love it. It was definitely, like I said, my biggest build ever. And it was it was something else, man. But I like how it turned out, and hopefully you guys will too. So with that being said, let's get back to it. Oh yeah, that's it, guys. That's the last one, I think. I'm pretty sure I got it all. Man, that's cool. Alright, so I just wanted to kind of check in. I know it's not exactly where I wanted it to be. So I did, let's see, I did do a whole lot of work though, so I really feel like I was at a point where I really wanted to give you guys an update, okay? So bear with me here. I went ahead and finished off a bunch of these walls, and I'm not 100% happy with how they turned out, don't get me wrong. Some of these turned out cool. I kind of like how those turned out over there. But yeah, like that's a little bit flat. Some of those shapes are kind of derpy, but I don't know. I was just trying to go for a little bit of variety. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want them to all look like this over here. I mean, that's not awful, but it is, you know, I mean, it gets kind of repetitive. I tried to do some stuff to kind of change up the shape here and there. But I feel like that's not exactly what I'm looking for. It's kind of close, but not exactly. These turned out really cool, these kind of bowl-shaped ones. I've got one over there, and I've got another one in that corner over there. And the shaping did work out on that one, so I don't know. It's definitely not perfect, but I don't think it's bad. You know what I mean? This is like my first time ever to try and do terrain from scratch. But anyway, the big news here really is that I have, I've finished putting in all the dirt, and so basically all that I need to do now before we can put water in this bad boy is, okay, good, I made it, is I need to detail up all of the stone that's going to be underground. So like, for example, like at least all of that stone that's going to be, okay, do you see where that ridgeline is right there? Pretty much that block all the way back is going to be where the water is. So at the very least, I want to detail up, you know, about that much of it, but I probably will go through and detail, you know, all of this stuff. And again, I'm not going to do like super detailed for now. I'm just going to kind of mix in some cobblestone, some diorite, some different colors. I think I already talked about that, so I won't talk about that anymore. And I do still have to fill in some stone over here. I was kind of looking into that as well. I think I have to do it here, and then one of these other ones. Oh, and then these cliff sides over here. Let's ender pearl around. I have to do these as well. So there's still quite a few blocks to place. Look at this though, man. Holy It took so long. Oh my gosh, it has been so long and so many freaking blocks. You remember this whole thing was stone, right? And so anyway, it's grass colored right now, but I know once the water gets in here, it's all going to turn to dirt. So I'm not too worried about that. And, you know, it's not the detailed texture pattern that I have over there. But I think that the brown of the dirt will be at least better. It'll be like a better temporary measure than, let's say, the stone patches would be. So yeah, I still have to put in the stone over here. I'm probably not going to shape that out. Well, I'll probably shape it out. Who am I kidding? But anyway, yeah, just such a massive project. And I think what we might do as well... Okay, this works. What we might do as well is do a quick fly around in the camera account, just so you guys... whoa, hello. Just so you guys can kind of see, like, how big of a project this is from that perspective as well. But yeah, hopefully you can tell. I mean, this is a massive area to be running around in with speed 2. And it really was. And like, I filled in this area over here. So yeah, I mean, I need to detail up the stone, and then we're ready to place in our water, guys. And yeah, again, it's not going to be the finished product, but you know what? It's going to be good enough for now. And definitely good enough for us to be able to start actually building structures here, which is what I've been waiting to do for ages. Oh, and before we go to the camera account, I want to take a look at something because I'm curious. Let's see, statistics, blocks, dirt. I have crafted, you don't craft dirt, maybe coarse dirt, times used, 84,993 dirt blocks on the StreamCraft server on just this map. Times mined, I've mined 114,544 dirt blocks. Man, I knew they were going to be big. Okay, so I've picked up this many, but I've used this many? That doesn't make sense, does it? And what is this? I've dropped... Okay, yeah, I have not been very wasteful, you know? So, anyway, pretty impressive statistics. Do they have the grass block here? I think that's really impressive anyway, but that kind of gives you an idea, like, nearly, you know, 80,000 plus blocks that I have placed. And granted, I did do some building on StreamCraft prior to this, but you know... I mean, so like some of that would have went into the river, right? But you know that nearly all of that went into this project by itself. I'm not seeing the grass block here, so that's fine. We're going to... The dirt might include the grass, actually. So, yeah, let's just have a quick fly around real quick, just for funsies. Oh, wow. What a spectacular view this is, guys. This is unbelievable. Now you can really see. I'm really glad I decided to do this. You can really see now the scope of this project. And sometimes this green throws me off. Did I do this one? Did I actually do it? Yes, I did. Okay, because they're all meant to be 3 deep like that. Yeah, so the dirt layer and 2 stone. I've got to fill in... Okay, that's the other stone wall. I knew I had at least one more to do, so I've got to come through and replace all the stone here, and then I think I'm just going to build the stone up on top, like cover this sidewall up. I did do that in a few places. Like, that's, for the most part, how I shaped this out over here, is just by covering up the default terrain, so I figured it wouldn't be too bad. Did a little bit of editing here and there, but guys, this is going to be our base very soon. Oh man, really soon. I can't wait. I'm so excited for it. I'm so close, man. Do you ever get that feeling where you're just like, come on, let's be done already? So yeah, I guess I have to get back to work. Alright, well, I'm only about 25% of the way through detailing the rocks here, but I wanted to show you guys something cool that I learned in the process of doing this. And I know this episode might end up being really long. I'm going to try my best. But I just really wanted to show you guys this, and this will only take a minute, okay? So when I started this, excuse me, when I started this, I was kind of just doing swatches of one type of color, right? And you can see... You know, I did a whole streak of cobblestone or diorite or granite over here, and sometimes they run next to each other, but they don't mix. Not so much. Right here, I kind of did it. But yeah, and you know what? It looks good. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad, and it definitely looks more natural than just straight stone. Okay? And if we come over here, I did kind of the same thing. Oh, a little bit of lag there. And I don't know why this looks a little bit jittery. I'm getting a steady 60 frames per second recording. But here, I started to experiment a little bit more. Okay, let's mix 2 of the gray palettes. And you know what? Mixing up the gray palettes, that's kind of a no-brainer, right? Like here a little bit, they kind of intermingle a little bit more. Again, kind of a no-brainer, I think. But over here, if we go all the way over here, for the most part I was still doing, you know, I didn't mix diorite and andesite, for example. But over here I started to do some more of that. Okay, let's mix them in. Let's blend them in a little bit. Let's mix, for the gray palette, instead of just mixing 2 types of the grays, let's mix in more. Let's do cobblestone and what is that called? Gravel. And sometimes I do cobblestone and gravel and diorite next to the stone. And then here I was like, okay, or I'm sorry, not diorite, andesite. This is diorite. Let's try mixing up the diorite with the andesite. And that looks good. And that breaks up the color some. And it makes it more gray. It makes it less colorful, but it works. It works really good. And over here I was like, okay, well, it worked with diorite. Let's try mixing it with granite. And it looks good. It breaks up that color. And then here you can see it's just really patchy looking. And sometimes I still let it be a little bit more solid just for variety again. But yeah, here we're mixing up all of them. And you know what? I found like right here, that's a really good example. The more you do this and the patchier it looks, the more natural it looks. I really like, for example, this looks pretty good, I think. I really, really like this. So just something interesting I wanted to share with you guys. If you want to, you know, basically detail up the cliff sides or the stone patches around your area, and kind of do something cool with that, then here's some ideas. And let me know in the comments too, when I'm doing this kind of side-to-side thing, is that jittery to you? Because it should be nice and smooth, 60 FPS. I kind of wonder if maybe that detail that is in there is making it more difficult to render or something. But anyway, so I still have to break up the lines of dirt, just like I did over there. But once I do, this wall is going to look fantastic. So I've still got to do that bit over there, the entire other side, and also the inner ring over here. And yeah, I'll see you in a second. Alright guys, time for a quick progress update. And I apologize for my voice, but I have been really sick, and I've been trying to get this finished up. So I've got this little part over here, just this little part that still needs to be detailed, and I really just had to record this update now. So I'm just going to do a quick fly around here so you can kind of get an idea of how all of this turned out. And I think it turned out pretty good. I don't really like so much how the dirt turned out, the line of dirt on top here, just because I felt like I couldn't go really more than a couple of blocks down on that. But it kind of makes sense to me at the same time because, you know, I kind of imagine like the parts where there are 2 blocks of dirt down, I kind of imagine that is sort of just spots where the dirt is collecting a little bit more, if that makes sense. But anyway, so it's looking pretty natural. It's like the more textured and the rougher you can get it, the more natural it looks. And I could go in with slabs and stairs, actually. I could do that on the underneath portions and do that as well, but I kind of decided that, you know, it's going to put a lot more, like, I feel like already as I fly around this, at least recording. When I'm not recording, it's fine, but I feel like it's a little bit jittery just flying around and going side to side. So I think since most of this is going to be covered by water anyway, I'm just going to leave it like this. And when we do the cliff sides, then we'll come in and we'll do all the slabs and stair detail and stuff like that on the cliffs. But anyway, hopefully you kind of get the idea. It continues all the way around over there. And let's fly over here real quick. This was a huge project. It took several hours, I'm sure. I don't know. I've just been pushing through it, grinding away, trying to get this thing done. So, yep, but kind of like what I talked about. I mean, I did all the shaping with just stone, and then I came back through with the detail blocks, and overall I think it turned out really good. And if I kind of just fly up here, once again, you can see the true scope of this project is absolutely humongous. So anyway, I'm going to detail up that last little bit, and then we're going to do, I think, a third-person time-lapse of filling in this entire thing with water. So it should be fun. Wow. I can't believe it's done, guys. I can't believe we got it done. Oh my gosh. Whew. Man, that was grindy. It was so grindy. But you know what? I think it turned out really, really cool. So you've already kind of seen some of the fly around footage, right? And so I figured why not just kind of come in here and take a look at what this looks like to kind of run around in. And let's see. One thing I wanted to note real quick is that our original cave here was actually too low to the ground. And so I had to kind of build up this wall, and I haven't detailed that wall yet, but you know, we're going to get to it. We will get to it eventually. Ugh, so it's cool, man. I really, really like this. Yeah. Hopefully you enjoy this. I mean, you tell me. Do you think it was worth it? Do you think it was worth all the work? I think maybe right now it's not. I don't know. If it doesn't make sense now, it will make sense later. So stay tuned to this series. I'm telling you guys, I am committed to the Sanctuary base project. It's just going to take time because everything is on such a massive scale. And this little area looks pretty cool too. I kind of wanted this to be reminiscent of Niagara Falls, which of course it's not nearly as tall as Niagara Falls, but I think it kind of gets the same effect. So I'm pretty happy with how all this turned out. I can't wait till we get the bottom all lit up and detailed out as well. And of course we have a lot of work. There's still so much work, guys. Countless hours of work to do on the terrain aspect of this project. Like over here you can see we have the start to some cliff walls, and those cliffs are probably going to go up about, I don't know, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? So definitely more than 15. Maybe 30? It's going to go up pretty high. I want it to go up at least maybe about yay high. That would probably be pretty good. And then have some waterfalls that trickle down from there and into this area. I'm pretty sure I've already said that. So between that and all of the work we have to do underwater, there's still so much work to do with the terrain. However, the exciting news is I think we're ready now. In fact, I know we are ready now to build our first structure. So that's cool. In the next episode of StreamCraft, we're going to be building the observation tower. And after the observation tower is going to come the villager farm and trading. It's going to be like basically what the Gherkin villager tower was last season, except it's not going to be that same design. It's going to be a new design. Well, some things are going to be the same and some things are going to be different. Should I? That's the question. Yes, I should. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh man. All right, guys. Well, anyway, I am really happy with how this turned out. If you are too, let me know in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I think this is going to be a really, really cool backdrop. This is kind of like the canvas now. We have our basic canvas set up for our base project here for Sanctuary. Oh, that's right. One more thing I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about, which was I need some help. I want to name this lake. I want to name it. And I want it to be something like Hope, or maybe, so like a synonym for hope or redemption. Something along those lines, but something about hope or redemption, because I kind of like, again, I want this to be sort of like a futuristic city. I've said that in a previous episode, but this lake needs to have some sort of mystical or legendary properties to it, kind of like it was discovered here. Maybe the world is in ruins, and this lake was discovered by some survivors, and from here they sort of rebuilt society. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. So anything that would sort of fit along those lines here, I think that's going to be sort of the mythology that we run with for Sanctuary. Yeah, kind of makes sense, right? Well, anyway, guys, let me sign off. I'm going to get up there and then we'll sign off, okay? Oh, man, that looks so cool. I love it, guys. Oh, man, this is so cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and thank you so much for your patience on this series. I hope that the wait was worth it, and that this is something really kind of spectacular that you are really kind of excited to see, you know? And hopefully it gives you some inspiration, you know? Don't be afraid to tackle some terrain. You don't have to do anything over the top like this, but don't be afraid to take your terrain and make it something, you know, unique. But anyway, thanks again so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure and hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you can follow along as we continue to build our epic base here at Sanctuary. And until next time, guys. Oh, you know what? And because I don't know if I put it in the beginning of the video or not, but I want to say a big thank you to Good Times with Scar and also Assume Avoid. So if there's any way you guys can kind of help me get these videos to reach them, those two guys really inspired me to kind of go above and beyond on my builds. Good Times with Scar especially, with the terrain kind of thing. But even Assume Avoid, this is kind of like, believe it or not, this is kind of inspired by his Wasteland project in Season 2 of Hermitcraft. So anyway, thanks again so much for hanging out with me, and until next time, may you be happy, may you be well, and take care. I'll see you later.